When you look at a building, do you think it's hot? No, seriously though. The thermal behavior of a building has a huge effect on the architectural experience of it. It can make or break the success of even the most beautiful designs. This week, we will review buildings on whether their thermal behavior is good, and therefore hot, or not. Ishigami's Kanagawa Institute of Technology is pretty, pure, and serene looking. It was also designed without windows. This means its students simmer in the summer to a sweet boil.
Not hot.
In 2013, the concave shape of Rafael Viñoly's walkie-talkie reflected the sun's rays so strongly that it blistered paintwork, melted parts of a car, and was even capable of frying an egg.
Not hot.
Frank Gehry's building in Basel, Fabrikstrasse number 15, is so wonderfully curvy, but also questionably insulated. Apparently, the heat inside makes all the snow slide off and fall on people in the winter.
Not hot.
Speaking of cold, what about igloos? Ice's thermal conductivity is so low that it stops heat being transferred onto its surroundings, even when the temperature is very cold. I would call that
hot.
Also working with nature's logic, Nader Khalili's ceramic houses in Iran are made by stacking adobe bricks and wet mud. They are then baked from the inside with large bonfires. Smokin'.
Hot.
The bubble-shaped rainforest biomes of Grimshaw's Eden project is a combination of Buckminster Fuller's dome and biomimicry. This makes it future-proof and energy efficient. No wonder it's an architectural favorite.
Hot.
There are many ways a building can behave thermally, but what seems to work best is how much they learn from and interact with its natural environment.
Hello, my name is Quentin, and the green tip of this week is about being resourceful in the garden. This is a cold frame I made recently, and it will be really useful for getting a head start with the growing season. It's quite simply made from an old window I found discarded on the street. Being a side-hung window, it perfectly acts as a good tight transparent lid. The way I built this cold frame is pretty simple. Initially starting with the dimensions of the window and then working with the other found materials to make the structure. Two chunky 50 by 100mm side beams attached to the window on the sides as they would in a building. The sides of the cold frame are then just cut to size and screwed into the chunky timber. These sides are made from a 12mm sheet of ply and some old planks from a bed's headboard. The only thing I bought were the screws. That's it for this week. See you next time.
This is the Legend Condominium, set in the heart of Bangkok. The legend is on Soi Saladang, and this was the home of Charles Sobhraj, as featured in the TV series The Serpent. The apartments are very spacious and very pleasant to live, surrounded by lots of greenery, despite being in the centre of Bangkok, and actually one of the few units who allow dogs, which for me is a great benefit, and directly opposite the convent that is still here today. The TV series The Serpent featured many scenes around the swimming pool, what was then Kinnan House. The legend, whilst being a relatively small building in Bangkok, has a beautiful rooftop pool which looks over the city, and particularly having views of the famous Mahanakhon building with its unique shape. The legend is set in the heart of Bangkok, where the area is now the main gay district. Lots of gay bars and lots of gay people hanging around. So it's very different to how it was back then, and this is actually the main gay street in Bangkok. It's hard to imagine that this used to be Cannet House, the home of Charles the Brad and all that happened here.
The heroine in Pillar Point's video dances, dips and dives through Colombia's capital, Bogotá, in search of her lover. Beginning in the small streets of the old town, La Candelaria, Dove catwalks her way towards a denser neighbourhood, passing through Plaza Bolivar and onto the famous Palo Quemar fruit market. The video crosses into the notorious Barrio Egipto, once the most violent area of the city, where rival gangs battle to control territory, drugs and women. So it's good to see the girls out there today, in control, in command and fearless.